Welcome to Daddy Daughter RC. As you'll see probably from the thumbnail, we had a bit of a incident, kamikaze run straight into wheelie bin, flat out, and we've busted. So take this. Before we go too far, what we've done is we've drilled a couple of holes in the front here and a couple in the back, and we gave it a little test to see about ballooning, because this thing likes to catch a lot of air and balloon, especially when she's in the air, and when she's going real fast she likes to catch air and drift. So we're just trying that. I didn't want to cut big sections of the windshield out. If we have to, we will, but we've just put some holes in and we're testing bit by bit. Can always cut more off, and that seemed to work a little bit, didn't it? Yeah. But it wasn't exactly, it was a bit of a windy day, so a bit of a hard test. Right, what we got here is we're going to strip this down, and we've got new parts finally. We've been patching and patching and patching. There's been one arm that got ripped out ages ago. The thread was a bit knackered, and I just kept patching it, and that was fine. We haven't had to do any other repairs on this. It's been amazing. We have upgraded. Where am I in the camera? We got a hobby wing system in it, and it is transforms this thing. Absolutely makes it into a weapon. We've changed the tires. These are working really good. So I think first thing, we'll get these tires off. We might do a little quick thing. So we'll get the tires off, and then we'll start to put all these new lovely parts on. Actually, we should, while I'm taking these tires off, do you want to hold the parts up to the camera one by one?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep. These parts.
That's the big grub screws. That is the shafts. Don't know whether we're going to use those or not, but we'll see. We might keep them as spares. Oh, these are my nuts. They're the A-arms.
And these funny looking things.
What do you think they are?
They look like screws to something.
Screws to something. Okay. Well, they screw into the arm, and that's the ball on the end, so that lets it pivot. When we take it apart, I will show you.
And then these.
And that's the steering knuckles.
Oh.
I'm sure somebody else will have another name for it, but that's what I call it. So, and it's my car, so I don't care. Right, we'll flick this back around. Right, what have we done here? I think we snapped. That got the ball. Can I get that up? You can see it ground right down here, and we ripped the ball out of here. And we could probably put this ball back in and it'd be okay. It's just kind of done a tiniest little bit of damage there, but we will probably end up replacing it. And I thought, and I'm going to have a look, I'm pretty sure I got new, can't think of the word, because this one, is it bringing it up on the camera? Let me see if I can get it to focus.
There we go.
Yeah, see, it's pushed out one end. You can push it in, but it slips sometimes when it gets heated up. So we may pause because we've had these parts for a bit and just haven't had a chance. Oh, this one's exactly the same. It's just pushed to one side. For something that's been a couple of years old, this one's the one that's got the knackered thread, and I've glued it into place. I tried Loctite, which worked for a while. All the threads were still okay, and then I've glued it a couple of times into position. But yeah, she's come to hiding. So, right, what do we got? Okay, oh, where's the big Allen key? Right, we'll go and have a look. We'll be back in a second. We'll get this part. Like I say, we've got a couple of boxes of gear, and I need a large Allen key for this, which I didn't bring. So we'll go get that. Right, Allen key.
I found it.
You found it. What is it? 5mm? Yeah, it's 5mm. Is what you need to take these off. To take these locks for the balls. So, what are we going to do? What are we going to tackle first? We'll take off this knuckle. Yeah, go for it. We'll take this knuckle off. We'll speed up this part for you because this is boring, or we might leave it in. I don't know. See, and then you've got the little cap. Where am I? Is it showing it?
It's not in focus.
Focus.
Put it lower. There we go.
Thank you. Right, that just, one side's got a cup on it and the other side sticks out. So obviously that goes over the ball and lets it captivate it in there and let it move around. And this just, is it focused?
Left a bit. Yeah, there we go.
It just locks it into place, and you can tighten these up and loosen them as needed. You don't want them, you want them, you got to get the feel for it, basically. Got to get the feel. You don't want it so tight that nothing can move, but you don't want it so loose that it's slopping around the place. And this one's got the cup in it. I'm just taking it out so we can get to the cup. And then in here on the end of these balls is another thread, which is, if I've got to use a different Allen key, what is this? It's a 3. Let's try 2.5. 2.5. Is it a 2.5? Yeah, it's a 2.5. Now, try and keep an eye on where. The good thing is, like this, it's been run. So, if I bring this ball out.
Left. There we go.
There. If you can see, I can see where the dirty part is that's been exposed and the clean part of the thread. You see that?
Mm.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. So we know you can always adjust this. You know, you're going to put it back together and then do some fine adjustments. Now, I'm just having a look at this. I think we're going to take this off, inspect this, and if nothing's wrong, I may put it back together and keep these as spares, or I might put on the new one. And I'm not seeing a ton of damage. The great thing about plastic parts is, you know, under extreme, when this thing slammed in at top speed into a wheelie bin, just checking that. The plastic flexes and it's just let the ball rip out. So I'm not seeing any extreme damage. This one's got a little bit of wear on it. So like I say, we'll make the call. What I might do is, I think, because I thought I'd ordered new ones of these, which I haven't, or I can't find it, one of the two, or I ordered those by mistake. Now with this, it's a bit of a pain in the butt, and there's no right way to do this. I'm literally just trying to force this back over. I'm just using a pair of needle nose pliers. Again, it is not the right thing to do. You should be replacing this, but needs must. So we're going to try and do a little bit of repair. And if I can't get it, what I'll do is, when you see nice little hack there's a little bit of a space here. I will probably put the ball here and then just give it a gentle little... Are you seeing that on the camera?
Yep.
I'll give it a little tap tap.
Yep.
Right, bashy stick. I am just trying to look for something to fill the space of the void underneath here. Now, I do have a little mini vise, so I'm just showing you guys, because not always do you have every...
You can't see it, by the way.
Can you not see it?
No.
Oh, right. Let me see if I can move this over then.
There we go.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't always have the exact right tools, but you just got to think outside the box. A lot of people say never choke a hammer, but... pretty good. Now, you see that? Is that in focus?
We can see that.
Yeah? So now I've got it just equal both sides. Like I say, not the correct thing to do. It's not bent. And that will do until the new part arrives, and then I will swap this. To swap this, you're basically taking the hex off. We've replaced these. I think standard, it came with plastic. You know, get yourself a decent set of metal ones, and a lot of times what you'll find is the plastic just kind of rounds a bit and you end up having to reef and pull tires off. So if you want, but we've replaced this. So we've got a grub screw here. Can you see down here? Or am I just talking to the blind?
We can kind of see it.
Okay. You're going to take this off, take your cap off, and then you'll be able to pull this all the way out. Shaft comes through here. So no, I don't have the part, so I won't be doing it. Oh, well, I will be doing it on the other one because we're replacing it. So we'll show you on that one. Again, these just come out. They're plastic on plastic. You don't need to use any thread lock or anything. Do not use any thread lock on these. And we'll take this other one off. Oh, well, actually, that can probably stay on for just now. And come on. That's your little cup. And we've got the bottom arms. So again, nothing wrong with this ball. So we may end up reusing it, or we might put the new ones. I don't know. I like to always just keep spares. Now, the Apache, unfortunately, when it came, everything was Phillips heads. So we replaced everything with hex, except the odd bit. I didn't have long enough screws here, and yeah, it didn't really bother me. So I left the Phillips heads. So where are we? We'll take this one. Am I in shot?
Yep, you're in shot.
Alrighty. Now, I'll try and... Is that better?
Down a bit.
There?
Yeah, there.
Alright. Get this grub screw out. I'm going to take it all the way out. Doesn't need to. Hex bit. Then you've got your little shaft here. I will use needle nose pliers. That'll be a bit easier for you guys to see instead of my big fat fingers. Your little shaft. It's just your little retainer pin. And then you've got a bearing in here. And all this does come out. That sits there like that. So one bearing. There's no double bearing on this one. So one bearing. So we've got to take this bearing out. You can punch it. Future cam. back. This video is definitely not what to do. As soon as I put this back together, I was like, no, that's so wrong. It was just like stupidness. Earlier, I said one bearing out of here and there's a second bearing in there. Everything's always got two bearings. There's not ever one. As soon as I put it in and I put it together, I was like, it can't be. I was like, oh, there's got to be. And I had a look and I was right. So yeah, there's another bearing that just goes in the back here. Don't be dumb. I was rushing, like I said, making silly mistakes. So I've literally just popped this back off, put the other bearing in, and putting it all back together. That's it. Nothing rocket science about it. The other bearing come out of this one, again, because we're not replacing it. And that's it. We will get that in a second. So we're going to replace this cup. So for you guys at home, if you're getting it, you're going to get a packet in a pair, right? Which is FTX 10111. I'll hold that up and you can pause that if you want. So I'm going to do that. We've got no kniff. Oh, we're organised as usual. I'll just tear this. No, tear it. Cut it. Scissors. Now, easiest way, if you get one out of the packet, you can match it up. Right? So if I get the other one out, most of the time they should be slightly different. Or are these going to be reversible? Oh. Can't see anything. No, I would have thought, and a lot of times you've got like a slight swing on this, but these ones, there you go, they're identical. They're not going to make any difference. So they're reversible. That's nice. So what we need to do is get this bearing out. Now I have a little tool which...
Fancy looking.
Fancy? Fancy, fancy. Is it in focus?
Bit further away and up. There we go.
There you go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can use this to press it out. If you don't have it, what you can use is something. I'll let that roll off. Will this one be too big? A touch. So if you get a socket, this one's going to be a bit too small, but you can just use that and push gently. So for this, I would put it on the ground and I would just push it up gently. Oh, this one come out nice and easy. And you just push your bearing straight out like that. I'm being a bit clumsy because I'm trying to do it on camera. Or you can use one of these. They're only, I don't know, it's like probably a pound. $1, very cheap. But if you're going to be working on your car, it's not necessary. So we're going to have a quick inspection of this bearing and before we reuse it, because there's nothing wrong with these bearings. I took all the bearings out and gave them a thorough going over not long ago because, okay, we'll do that. I gave these bearings a good thorough clean not long ago and gave them an oil up because we did a little bit of a water run. So I know that these bearings, now the way I often test it, if you've got the shaft of a needle nose pliers, they taper out. You can just gently put it on there. If you want to be a bit more careful, you can put a little bit of cloth over top. Oops, bit of cloth over top, and you just seat it on there just so the top of the inner bearing, the inner race of the bearing is catching, and then you can just give this a bit of a spin. If you feel it grindy or anything else, you can give it a washout. You can use diesel, you can use white spirits, anything you want to clean it out with, but then you've got to thoroughly dry it, clean it, and then Give it a little bit of an oil. You don't want anything else. Just a bit of sewing oil, a little bit of light oil going through there. Don't use olive oil, clowns. So, yep, I'm happy with that. So we're not going to replace the bearings. If you do, then by all means, replace the bearing if yours is knackered. Right, put the bearing back in. We're just going to seat this. Now on these, they're not shielded or anything like that. So I'm going to put that in. Again, where's my little tool? You could have used, if you've got your tool, I'll just show you because we've got it. It'll seat on that, and then you use it to press it home, and it seats it all the way home. Nice for you. Like I say, these are dirt cheap. They're not necessary, but if you're going to be taking your bearings in and out, it's worth it. It is really worth it. Right, that's this. Next one we're going to get on to is the bottom arm. So we have to take these off. We're going to have to take the front bumper and everything else off. So we will get to that. Right. Now, I'm doing this on a video, so I'm not... Normally, I've got a bunch of gear here. I have a little container that I normally put my little pieces in as it is, so it's not rolling all over the place. Don't do exactly the same as me, because like I say, I'm trying to do this on video, and I'm teaching you guys, and I'm teaching my wee one at the same time. So, again, teaching you bad practices, but nice little container, keep all your parts in, but we're kind of like getting a bit overloaded on space here. So, makes things a little bit easier and you don't get so confused. If you get confused, anybody that knows this game, you know, this video is not for you, obviously. We're just showing people step by step, you know, hopefully it's helping somebody else out. So we're going to be installing these back in. But first we need to pull this off and replace this arm. So let's get... And I don't have my, I normally have my mat. And again, we've been doing some cleaning up. Do you think I can find it? No. So again, do you, we're doing us. So like I say, we replaced all of our hex because underneath here, bottom of your vehicle, cops are hiding. So all the Phillips heads, I wish they would take them, or, you know, obviously it would have been nice if they had to come with it, but they didn't. Right, so all you've got to do is take the two out of the top here, two underneath here, just try not to get this so it's not going to fall, and this will slide straight out, nice and gentle. That's the whole bumper assembly. Take that out. Now, you've got this is retained in by circlips, which is a great little addition. A lot of vehicles that we have, especially, these shafts just sit in and they're captive in by the bumper. But I like that these have got circlips. Now you're going to see here, we don't have circlip pliers. So this is the part which sucks. So, pain in the neck. Right, we'll take this off. This doesn't have a front or a back. This one's flat. Obviously it goes up. Pay attention if you're not doing this, or you know, you can either try and follow. We're getting better at videoing, but not always. So we've got a circlip either end of it. So we're going to have to take this bloody assembly off. So that makes it a lot more work than it needs to be. Rightio. Pause that. Right, me trying to do something just quick. Didn't have a proper good look at it. So My mistake. Try and do something quick way, and it always comes back to bite you. So I'm just having a look here, and we're going to have to take. I'm just trying to see whether we've got to disassemble anything that we don't have to. Yeah, don't tell me that's still Philip's head. I can't even see what that is down there. I've got the lights on for videoing and I can't see. Right, do you see what I'm having to do? Because we've got a circlip here and we've got a circlip at the back,
Yeah.
right? Well, we can't just pull this arm straight off, unfortunately. If we could have, if there wasn't a circlip, we could have just pulled this pin straight out.
Okay.
Then I was, in my silliness, I was thinking, well, I'll just slip the A arm off, but it doesn't because it's captive. See, it's in between all of these, so we can't just simply pull it off.
Okay.
So kind of makes it a little bit more robust in one sense, but makes it a bit of a pain in the neck elsewise. So I'm just having a look here and seeing the bare minimum that we need to take off. Right, so we have to pay attention because see these ones are longer.
Yeah.
So we have to pay attention to which ones the long ones are coming out of. So we've got to take the whole front wheel assembly off this vehicle. And these, I'm pretty sure this is not what we need to take off. But like I say, I'm just doing step by step and seeing what we need to do. There'll be certain things that we don't need to take off. And see, this one is a Phillips head. And they get worn out. That's why we replace them with the hex. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you see how much harder I had to try and push and use force just to get this little screw out?
Yeah.
And this starts to get a little bit more involved. If you break an A-arm, like on some of our other cars, we can fix that out in the field. Or it's a 2-second fix. Right, see that's not going in, so what I'm going to use is a smaller one just to dig out. Because there's a little bit of grit stuck in here. Not the best to use another tool, but that's what I'm going to do. Come on. Not the right thing. There was just a tiny bit of grit stuck there. You see? Just tap him in, because otherwise I would have rounded that head off.
Yeah.
Got it?
Got it. Something came out the bottom.
Yeah, that was that other screw that I was taking out. We will inspect that, and if he's knackered, it might be just a tiny bit of grit when we're putting it back together. We are just playing by ear at this moment because I didn't have a proper good look at this before we started this job. Trying to take this whole mechanism off. We could take this arm off. There might be, because that's the one downside of some of the things on FTX. They kind of overcomplicate things. Don't make them the easiest to work on. If I don't, I'll take this off. There might be a nut underneath here, which we're not seeing. I'm just trying to take it all off in one hit. You getting bored? A little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is a thing. When you're trying to fix things, sometimes you just have to go the long way to fix something short.
Yeah.
And all we want to do is replace these A-arms. But the upside of it is, once we've done this, when we've pulled it all apart, for no good reason, we'll have a look and then you go, oh, well, you only need to take that part off.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we're lucky that we've got quite a lot of cars. Right, you coming off there. Right, look how manky he is. We'll give him a clean up. Right, now that'll come apart. All right, so, I left those screws in just a little bit, but it looks like they're just holding on. So we'll have a look and we'll see and go, oh, we didn't need to take all of that off. Now these silly little screws, which are Phillips heads, which I would love to replace. Am I holding this in? Yes, it is. There you go. Now, disgusting, manking. Like I said, we're lucky we have a lot of cars we get to play with. But the downside is we don't always give all our cars
a good clean,
good maintenance, good upkeep, clean. They kind of get beat, abused, and put away. And this thing, except for that front A-arm, it just keeps going and going and going, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's been a bit of a beast. A lot of people whinge about. Look at all that dirt caked up in there.
Oh.
So we're going to pause here, go and give this a bit of a clean. Now, for you at home, if we put this video out, it's going to be long-winded and it wasn't what we intended. So apologies for that. Right, apologies. Everyone's pushing record buttons. We're going to give this a bit of a clean up. We're not going to go thorough because yeah. Now I should be stripping all of this down, giving this a thorough clean up and, a wash down and all the rest of it. We're going to go over a little bit with it, not drastic. And we'll come back to you because there's a lot of manky. We'll give this a clean up and then we'll start. Like I said, we were just pulling it and replacing it, and I thought, right, well, we'll go through it with you guys, and it might help somebody else. Nothing difficult about it. We've just had to pull off a lot more than I wanted to. And certain vehicles, some are easier, some are harder. This one, it's never been pulled apart. I've done the diffs. We've changed the motor, that's just very basic, things like that. But this thing has unfortunately not had a lot of upkeep. But the ones that you find get the most upkeep are the ones that break all the time. And this one just simply hasn't broken for us, except for slamming into a wheelie bin at top speed. So, and I've ripped out the front ball a couple of times, like I said. That's just from hitting things at fast speeds. And that's it. We'll give this a little clean over. We'll clean up this and we'll come back to it. And then we'll get back onto the A-arm. We might just end up, I might do 2 videos. I might cut one and then just do bang, bang. But hey, you followed us through this. So if you stick with it, then you are champions. But yeah, we're just going through it. You're going to come across it when you first pull yours apart. I didn't want to have to take all the top mechanisms off, all the struts and all the rest of it. So I've just literally unscrewed, pulled the whole thing, and we will get into taking this circlip off, which is captive at the back, which is great. But like I say, not easy to do a quick repair on, unfortunately. But yeah, that's it. We'll be back in a second. Right, that's us back. We've gave this a little light clean over, nothing drastic, because I don't feel like stripping this whole thing down and doing a full rebuild and giving it a full clean. But like I said, guys, keep your cars maintained. They will last you a lot longer and serve you a lot better. So this is not cleaning or anything else. This is just doing a running repair. That's all it's doing on this. So that's all we're doing. So now I was just about to take these circlips out, but I don't need to, because I think we got new shafts. I'm going to have a look at these, and if it needs to be replaced, then we'll replace it. Again, if they're not bent and they're not damaged, we're not going to replace it. This is not like, you know, oh, look at here, we'll just rip everything out and slap on, you know, a ton of new materials and all the rest of it. We are just a small family, and we've got to keep things in budget. So I'm going to have a look at this, and it's running perfectly straight. There's nothing bent on it. There's nothing twisted on it. There's no excessive wear on it whatsoever. So we're going to reuse it. And I've got the other parts there, but like I said, I will keep them as spares. So that's it. You've just taken the arm off. Everything you do, if you just do step by step by step. Now, like I said, we're trying to do, well, I'm showing the wee one and we're doing the videoing. So we've got all our screws off to one side. I know where everything's going. If there's anything you can take off and put a screw back in, like these, I've left the screws back in. Anything that I can take and put a screw back in, I will. On the bottom plates, we've had to take them all off fully. So we're not able to keep them back into their spots. But that's the easiest way not to lose things. Right. This one, we put our bearing in, what I showed you earlier. Now we've got a new ball in here. Now again, these cups, I'm going to have a look at one of the new ones. It's probably worth doing these ones. There's certain things to be a cheapskate on, there's other things it's not, but we will have a look. Right, on ours there's nothing wrong with the captive screws. They still wind in perfectly well. They still hold. They don't back off. They're not knackered or anything like that. The cups, I'm just having a look. Now these plastic cups, again, I'm not seeing anything wrong with them. So, but because we've gone to this extreme and pulled this apart and it's a new cup, I'm going to put in new cups into this one. It literally goes in. Like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. Do you understand that, Monkey?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, so that's the ball that's sitting inside. You've got a cup section on it and it just sits and follows the shape of the ball.
Yeah.
And that's how, oh, where am I? I'm out of shot. It's cup, the ball, it goes in on that, and then, where's the new one? This goes in and it has a captive piece on it and it goes over. So you see there's a little recess. Oh, where am I?
There.
It goes right over top of that and holds the cup in. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
So when that screws in, that just holds it, and obviously the looser and tighter. If it's loose, then it's going to slap. If it's too tight, then it winds up. So you just wind it till you get a nice, happy feel where it's doing its job. Don't know how to make that any more self-explanatory. A lot of your arms, if they're lefts and rights, they've generally got them marked on them, whether they're a left or right, but as of what I'm seeing so far, these look reversible. I'll double check and see if I'm seeing anything, and I'm not. There's no swing to it. There's no up or down. There's no A's or B's, lefts or rights. So they're interchangeable, which is great. Could be wrong, but this is simply going to go back on here like that. This comes back over here. We go over on top of this. Now, I'm not going to use any grease on this part. I don't think it warrants it. Actually, I might put a touch on it because it is pretty captive all the way in there. Up to you whether you put a tiny bit of grease on there or not. Ours has got a lot of grease floating all over the place. I'm going to put the tiniest bit of grease. Just going to put the tiniest bit. This is some marine grease, and I'm putting the tiniest bit on this shaft. You do you, but like I say, we do a lot of running on muddy water, and it is coming up to winter time, so just putting the tiniest little bit on there. I'm doing it just to prevent a little bit of rust, just in case we get wet, and this is all captive in here. Don't know if you can see. I might get this grease out the road. Oh, what am I doing? I'm going frack the brunt. Back in, and then we can put the circlip back on that once we put it all back together. I don't know if I need to do that. While I've got this out, we're not replacing this arm. I have been having a look at it. She's obviously definitely beat up and she's copped a lot of abuse, but there's nothing wrong with it. And because they are reversible, interchangeable, I'm going to leave it and keep the other one as a spare, because if we smash it and do it, yeah, this one's got a little bit of corrosion. So, like I say, That's with a little clean up. And we'll give it just the tiniest bit. Oh, that's too much, but we can wipe the excess off. Like I say, for us, depends on you and where you run things and how you run it. You might be only a fair-weathered person and run it that way. But like I say, we run ours in all kind of weathers. And this thing, again, do better maintenance than us. We are nice and fortunate to have quite a few vehicles. So they don't always get the best upkeep. It's a rubbish excuse. That's the one I'm sticking with. Right, that's those back in. All we're going to do is reverse it. I don't think you need to. We'll go through. I'll be videoing as I'm going through it, but now you've obviously got the exact same cup and ball here. You've just got to line that up and slide it back into situ. So that's all I'm going to do, and just double check that we haven't got anything. Keep your screws in order. Take photos of everything. Take photos as you bring them out. Lengths of screws. These are all the same lengths, except you've got 4 longer ones on the bottom here. Pretty self-explanatory. If you pay attention as you're taking them out. Don't over tighten any of these screws. Most of them are going into plastic. Right, I've put all the screws back into the bottom of this. We've still got the front assembly to put on, but I'll put that on after. Okay, this has to go on. Arm has to go at the back. These balls have to go into here, and these have to wind in. Don't try and jump the gun like I just did and wind all the balls in. And I was trying to get ahead because, like I said, we weren't planning on doing all of this. So that goes in. I'll put both of them in, and then we'll do the cups. Got the new shiny new one. Straight in. Into there, wind it in, and we're just going to wind it into the same as the other side. And what you'll do is make adjustments, wind these in and out. Obviously, the more you wind these in and out, it's metal into plastic. You kind of don't want to wind and make massive adjustments constantly if you can help it. So take it for a test run, see how it's running. If it's not good, make a fine adjustment. Right, that's on like that. Okay, so now what we need to do is we will get new cups. Where did I put them? I had them out earlier. Oh, we got one here. I'm going to put that cup in like I showed you earlier. Cup goes on the inside facing the... Oh, there it is. Facing the ball, and then this, you've got one side is flat, one side's got a divot. The side that's got the divot is the part that holds the cup and captivates it. And then, is that in shot?
Yeah, maybe bring it a bit closer.
A little bit closer?
Yeah,
is that better?
There we go.
Right, these ones, don't cross thread them. Just gently get them wound in because they're plastic on plastic and they're a large thread. Sometimes they're a little bit of a pest to hold. I kind of just put my fingers here because you can punch the Allen key all the way through, and then if that's poking through, it's pushing against the ball. So I generally just, once you've got it started, it's happy days. But you've just got to get it started. And this is not working for me because, of course, it's not. I'm trying to put it on video. Right, I'm going to do mine by finger. Beautiful. The Allen key I've got's got a ball end on it, which is not ideal for this. When we wind these in, like I say, I'm going to wind them until they got movement, and at the moment, I don't know if you can see that, I've got slop in it. So all I'm going to do is take a tiny bit of slop out of it. Quarter a turn if that. Still turning, moving easy. Still got the tiniest bit of movement. And just take your time. That's good. It's still moving freely. And as you see, I've moved it around a bit. Now I notice there's a little bit of play. So just keep adjusting till you're happy. Quarter or an eighth of a turn at a time. I'm going to put the bottom one in and captivate it up. Where is my new cups? Cup goes in. Same with the recess. Place it on the inside. Get that cup facing in. Oh, and I've made a silly mistake, which those of you are paying attention, which I am not. This needs to go in first, because otherwise you're not getting it in. Right, I'll quickly unscrew this in. I'm on it. This is definitely not a tutorial because I am making a billion amount of mistakes today. Silly mistakes. Feed this through. This is the one we already put our bearing in earlier. Oops. Yep. Put that. I've still got the captive cup on there. Put it through. Put it in. Wind it in. Again to the same spot. Do apologise for all the silly mistakes I'm making. There's no excuse. Right, that straight down. It's another way you can do it. Pull that out. Oh, that fell out anyway. And then back to putting this in. Who's making all these silly mistakes?
You.
Me. Right, well, if it's teaching you and it's teaching somebody else, then hopefully. It's pretty simple. I like this system, but it's a bit of a faff. And when you're out in the field, I keep forgetting to take this one silly, oversized Allen key. So a lot of times you'll see us, we'll end up having to call it quits because, like I say, the back of these, it's a good way because if it does get hit really hard, it kind of expands a bit and pulls the ball through. It doesn't really do any damage. Like this one's been pulled out heaps of times. And, you know, there'll be people in there whinging and saying, you know, oh, better design, Traxxas, armor. But hey, for the money you're paying for these things, I think they work pretty good. Is some of the ideas a bit faffy? Yes. Like having to pull all of that off. That is just a touch tight. I'm going to back that off a fraction. That's still a little bit bound. I'm just trying to figure out whether it's the top one or the bottom one. That one's got play, the bottom one doesn't. So take that one off just a little bit more. There we go. Nice. The top one could be done just a little bit. That's all you have to do. Just walk it around. You don't want sloppy play, but you don't want this where it's like old squeaky door. You want it nice and free moving, and you want with no play. That's it.
A bit closer. Yeah.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's replaced the arm. All we're going to do is put this back on, put this, reassemble that part, and same with this. You've got this side. If you are going to be doing both arms, you know, you can do the same as us, but I would suggest doing one at a time, because then you can use the other one, especially if you've got older, you know, if you've smashed the whole thing, so be it. You might have to test and muck around. Ours was running pretty good. So like I say, on this side, excuse me, I'm just using the same count thread to put these ones back in. But like I say, if you'd broken both arms, it's very rare that you're going to break both arms at the same time. Hopefully you videoed it if you did, because that would have been an epic crash. Just copy. Do one at a time, copy it, and then obviously do the other arm. If you want to and you're replacing both arms, again, do one at a time. We've got a few more screws to put back in the top here. There's nothing, I mean, if you've got any questions, I'm not going to go through it and say, right, you know, put a screw back into the same bloody hole you just did. I'll come back to when we're doing some final little touches. When you're putting these on, you've got this space. If it's tight to go on, just put like a flathead screwdriver and prise it and open it up a little bit. The same when you're putting it back on, these tiny little grub screws haven't got the power to squish this. They'll hold it into place, but what I suggest is getting a pair of pliers. I'll show you. Where is my pliers? Oh, there they are. Getting your pliers, putting it on. Once it's onto the shaft and squeezing it down, closing that gap. Squeeze that down and then tighten the grub screw. Always put Loctite on the grub screw, but if you try and close this gap with just that tiny grub screw, you'll strip that grub screw. Like I say, it's a tiny grub screw. So that's that. We'll put this back together and we'll cut you in a second. Right, just a little side note, these arms, everything's new, and a few things that I've noticed is obviously you had to run, the first time putting the screw in, you're tapping your own thread, and there's no threads tapped into it. So it was getting a bit of faffy, so I just took it off and wound the screw through it and made the thread, and then it went back together nice and easy. So I would say before you put it on, you might want to run your screw through here just to tap through, make life a little bit easier for you. All right, we'll get back to putting this all back together.
That's pretty good.
Okay, but we've also got to see, okay, let go of that. We've got to see whether we can turn. Now that we've got these two connected, it makes it a little bit more difficult because the servo is stopping us turn. Mm-hmm. Right, so what we'll do is we'll take this off.
Okay.
And then that way that'll let this loose. Okay?
Okay.
So that will let us test whether we've got this nice and tight. We want it, remember? How do we want it?
How do you want it?
Yeah. Well, remember I just showed everybody before. So how we want it? We want this to be able to turn easy, but we don't want slop in it. Okay?
Okay.
So we want to get it to the point where this can still turn. See, you move that. See, it moves nice and easy.
Yeah.
But see how there's still like, it's still got
Yeah.
We want to tighten this just enough that this still turns nice and easy, but there's no play in it. Okay?
So do I have to do the bottom one?
Yeah. Test which one needs to be done.
Oh, that's the wrong way around.
Right, you're loosening it, remember? That's it. Right, tiny turns, okay? Then test it. Just ignore that. You can balance it and just kind of test. I reckon to about 1/8 of a turn. Do you know what that is? Well, you know what a quarter is?
Yeah.
Half of that.
Oh, so like...
Yeah, perfect. Test it. Got any wobble?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, but test your top one. See whether you've got play in the bottom one. Sometimes, yeah, you still do. So another 1/8. Another one. Okay, that's pretty good. Test your top one.
Am I doing something wrong?
Well, you're not turning it. There you go. Whoa. Don't turn too much.
So that's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, but does this turn?
No.
See, because you turned it too much. Now back it off just a touch. 1/8 of a turn. Well, test it. Is it turning?
Yeah.
Nice and easy or a bit stiff?
Bit stiff.
Okay, do a tiny bit more. Whoop. Right, try it again. All right, but if you're pressing this, you're holding this from turning. So you've got to like either pull this out and then test it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We got no play.
No play.
We've got a tiny bit of play in the bottom one. See that bottom one's wiggling?
Yeah.
Top one, it's good. So what we do is we give this one tiny bit of nip up, and he's got a little bit of play, tiniest bit of play. And that's it. That's how you adjust it. You just make those tiny adjustments. Still nice and easy to turn. Try it. And just wiggle him backwards and forwards, shake him. That way. In and out, yep. In and out. Yeah?
Yeah.
So got no play?
The bottom one has a tiny bit.
Yeah. But that's good. It's the tiniest fraction. I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Now all we've got to do is put this screw back in there. Right? And we will button it up. Do you want to put this screw in?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'll get it started because this one's a bit wibbly wobbly. It is a bit tricky. There you go. Remember, you got to put down pressure on this a lot more than you do an Allen head because it wants to, remember I talked about camming out?
Yeah.
It wants to keep popping out. So you've just got to wind that in. Don't tighten him tight, just so he's just nipped up because he's a steering component. Good?
I think so.
Okay. You're still miles away.
Oh, okay.
Still good. Right, grub screw. Get it homed in. Put it back on. Line up your holes. Your slots, sorry. back on, and just give this a squeeze. Is that in the screen, or am I out of the screen?
No, in the screen.
Right, squeeze and close that gap up. Oops. Squeeze that gap up and then home it in with your grub screw.
Grub screw.
And then that's it. That's all we want. We're going to give it another little squeeze. We got that under tension. And I've got another couple of turns on the grub screw. And that'll hold that into place nice and secure. And like I say, you're not forcing against the grub screw. Right, we'll put these other little bits and pieces on. That's it all back together. We've got a mess of tools here. We're going to stick some tyres back on. What do you reckon?
Yes.
Look at this mess. Making a big mess here.
Yeah, you are.
Right. I'll stick tyres. You start swinging spanners. Yep.
Oh,
There's your little red nuts.
thank you.
We got little fancy ones.
Fancy. Oh,
Where's that green toolbox? I think we've got another spanner here. We can work together.
yay.
Come on, pit crew.
What's that?
Done.
It's not a race.
Yes, it is a race.
It's not now.
Falling asleep here.
There we go. Did it for you.
You didn't tighten it up.
Well, get in the hole.
I'm gonna beat ya. I'm gonna beat ya. Yep. Come on.
Finished.
Magic. Done. Right, folks. That's us. The beast is back in action. Oh, I think I might make this. I think we're going to change the oil. What do you reckon?
Okay.
I don't want the arse end kicking up too much when we're jumping, but I want it to just, it's still like, no, it's good. But we'll test that. I think I'm going to put slightly thicker oil in the shocks. But that's it, folks. Looking all good. She is beast and ready to go. So, just to recap, we've done one arm because that was the one that got broken. We've had a look at this. I've reused and put in a couple of new parts. We've got new knuckle, new arm, new captives, new little C-cups in there. Shafts weren't in bad condition, so we haven't used the new shafts, but we've got them here as spares if we ever bend them. The nice thing is the way that these are caught captive in here, they've got a lot of things. So some of our other ones, a lot easier to replace the A-arms, but I've bent bent the pins. So these are caught all the way through. They're held in really good. So you take it. It's taken some big hits in the front end, and that at flat out took out that wheelie bin. That wheelie bin was cartwheeling through the air, and it was full. So, but yeah, so all it did was bust out and rip out here. It didn't even break the A-arm. So as you can see, didn't break it whatsoever. It just ripped the thread clean out of here, which was weak because we've put it back in numerous times. So it's given up the ghost. So that's it. So I've got to say, all in all, we're really happy with this thing. It's, you know, a lot of people whinge and complain, but you've seen what we've put it through. It's taken some massive hits. The body, we never taped. I reinforced this after the fact, and I should have reinforced this whole body. I never did, and to be honest, it never cracked for at least about a year and a half, 2 years. And lately it's been taking some massive hits, and I cracked it down through here. I put a crack through here. So I've gorilla taped it. But I should take all the gorilla tape off and go and reinforce all of this section. So if you're looking at reinforcing yours, the arse end, because this is where it kind of, even though it's caught around here, I found that that's where it breaks, because it hits, if you're tumbling, it hits on the top end here. But yeah, we'll let you know more about the ballooning. We put some reinforcement tape, the little round tapes here, just to give a little bit more. But on the Apache, you know, we've got these on there, so they've worked a lot better. Like I say, this thing has taken a ton more abuse than our MT10, and the MT10 punches holes straight through, the bodies disintegrate, we've snapped A-arms, we've bent pins, we've done a ton of damage on it. Whereas this thing, for all the beaten up it's taken and the lack of service on this thing, it's astronomical. Like I said, we just went and did the diffs not long ago. I've done the shocks recently. The shocks were kind of, they were disgusting. You know, very embarrassing those were, because they'd never been touched. And yeah, they were more sludge than oil. And they stunk because they were burnt out. But yeah, just us going through it, not a tutorial, it's just us repairing it. So hope you enjoyed it. Just show them a wee one, taking her step by step to repair it, and just brought you along for the trip. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you, and we thank you, and you're absolutely awesome. So like I say, that's it, back in action. You'll see this thing causing carnage out there again. We do have a new body for it. I've got the orange body. When we first ordered this, we ordered the orange and it turned up with the blue. So I rang the supplier and said that, and they sent us out a brand new orange body. But yeah, we've just kept this on. And like I say, a few little cracks, but I'm not putting the orange body on it till we absolutely destroy this one. So stay tuned. What did you think? Did you learn anything?
I think I learned some things.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. Well,
Like and subscribe.
if you break something, you got to learn to fix it. So that's what we're teaching the little one.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay,
Yes.
we'll say goodbye to everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right,
Like
bye
and
for now.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. See ya.